Okay, good morning everybody. So, as you know, my weeks and days and months always spending with my time spending with the people. I'm listening to people, I'm talking to the people, I'm sitting with the people, and always I'm with people. So, always I can hear their stories and their experiences. Their happy moments and their unhappy moments and situation and problems in their life. So one thing I realize when I am listening to them, many people are unhappy. The most of time when they come to me and when they say things, I never seen anybody who come to me and say, "Oh, Bhante, I'm very happy." So it's okay. Always you can come to me saying unhappy. It is fine. But all the time, 100% of them who come to me and said, "Bhante, I have this problem and that problem. I'm unhappy. I'm sad. I'm angry. Disappointment. I want to kill myself," and so many things. So again, listen and observing and experiencing all those people, one thing I realize, most of people are not content. They are not content. That's the thing I can see. So always they are thinking there are something else. Or there's another word I can use. They always say, there's not, there's more than that, or something not enough. Something not enough. So, what is the opposite word of the contentment? Huh? Discontentment. Oh, so that means that's the first noble truth. Dissatisfaction. We are not happy. That means all the time common word we use in the first noble truth is what? Suffering. We are suffering. I think that word is a little bit difficult for the Westerners to understand. So suffering is when you have back pain or knee pain or something like that. Oh, I'm suffering. So I think the best word you have to understand, you are not satisfied. So people are complaining about things satisfied. I'm not satisfied. That means not enough, always something else. So last night I had the conversation with somebody in Arizona. So I met him first time when I was there, the last week. Then he emailed me, "Bhante, I really want to talk to you today. Please find time for me." So then, my time, 10 at night, so I contacted him finally. I thought, I had to call him, maybe he's in an emergency situation. Then he said, my family is out of country and my 3 children and my wife, because they asked me to come, but I didn't go because I'm not happy. So me and my wife always having some difficulties and problems. We are fighting and arguing. So one thing he said, maybe that's his story, maybe I have to listen to the other part too. So one thing he said, always one thing my wife is complaining, not enough. Not enough. My car is not good. Then he said, I asked, she doesn't have a good car. No, then he said, sometimes I can see the people who in Arizona, they are wealthy and they have enough things. And then he said, no, she's driving most expensive car. She's driving, but she always complaining, so this car is not good for me. And another thing he said, she's complaining, you are not making enough money. And sometimes she's complaining, so you don't love me that much. So always something that is not enough, and he said, I'm very unhappy, I don't know what I had to do, I had to live this life because of my children. Couple of times I thought I want to kill myself. He was telling me, but I didn't go that much far. So I'm so glad, the last Saturday I met you, I was listening to you, I did the meditation workshop with you. Then I thought, still I have some hopes. Still I have hopes about my life. I want to have some happiness and joy in my life and for my children and my family. So that's the story, the latest and recent story. I was, talking to somebody. And so I can see in this society, people always, counting this life with wealth and the material. So sometimes people think, how much material things I have, that much I am happy. So do you think when you have all the material gains, people will be perfectly there happy? No, right? One time Buddha was looking at the Himalayan mountain, and he said to the attendant Ananda, so the monk who helped him always, look at Ananda, that Himalayan mountain is huge and big and humongous mountain. So if you want, so if I want, because using my Buddha power, I can turn this Himalayan mountain to gold. I can do that if I want to. Then right away, attendant Ananda said, please Buddha, do it. Please do it. Right? He said. Then Buddha asked why. Then he said, this country is poor. After you do that, everybody will be happy and peaceful, get peace of the mountain and sell it and joyful life. Buddha said, do you think it will happen? Then Ananda said, yes, it will happen. Then Buddha said, no, Ananda, it's never happened. If I turn this Himalayan mountain to gold, that's not enough to make these people happy. Then later they will come to him and say, please Buddha, make other mountains also to the gold. Right? That means they need more. So Buddha said, that's not the purpose of being born as a Buddha. That's not my purpose. Making these mountains to gold. So my purpose to teach people how to finding that true happiness and joy in their life, the contentment. So, I think there's another word you have heard, the thirst, right? Thirst. Always, the feel I need more. So you have seen dogs when they are thirsty, how they are behaving. Right. So, you have seen, I don't want to act that. You know how the dogs are behaving when they are thirsty. Right? The tongue is out and it's very difficult and he is looking for something and not focused. And the same thing with the human beings. There is no that much difference. When we have that thirst, always we are looking and asking something. So think about your experience when you are thirsty. When you are thirsty, you are looking for something to drink. Right? Then you grab your most favorite drink when you are thirsty. Then how do you feel after that? Satisfied. Feel so cool, right? So wonderful. So then it feels like a content inside. There is some joy. Oh, feel good, right? So the same thing, when you really find the true happiness inside you, you feel always content. That person always need less. Always need less. No need to have so much. So practice as a real monk. Real monk, we don't want that much. Right? So always my friend is joking for me, with making fun with me, and one of my American students, no need to have that much for you. Your bowl to eat and go and ask in some food and your 3 robes. How simple that life. But now, oh my God. So my life is so complicated here in this country. So now I need so many things to survive and live this country. I understand that, and using my mindfulness, I really maintain myself to focus on that. Otherwise, I can be extremely unhappy and sad and angry and disappointed. So my point today, if you want to find the true self happiness, don't try to find that happiness through things and the material things. Right? So if you want to find the self happiness, always you have to sit and meditate, understanding about yourself. Otherwise it will be so difficult. My experience with the people in the society, any societies, it doesn't matter in east or west, any societies, always people are counting their contentment and happiness through things. It doesn't matter is a material things or the people. So there's a wonderful story. Always we have to go with the human qualities. So there was a family, and the father and mother, they are wealthy people, and the Christmas is coming. Now the Christmas time, what you are doing, the gift sharing and love, so much, the good things. So the father bought, so many gifts, and he bought most expensive wrapping, the gold paper to wrap the gifts. So he left home and went to work. One day evening, when he returned home, so he saw the little girl, maybe she's 4 years old, she's cutting all the expensive gold wraps, she's making fun with us. Father was extremely angry. He was angry and yelled at the girl and asked, "What are you doing? Very expensive paper, I need it for tomorrow for to wrap all the gifts. Why you are wasting those papers?" And yelled at the little girl. Then little girl crying and said, "Daddy, I am making a gift for you. For tomorrow, I am making a gift." Then father was, "Okay, whatever." Right? He left. Right? So, then the Christmas came. Now the Christmas morning, the little girl ran to the father and said, "Dad, this is your gift. This is your gift." Then it's wrapped with the gold papers, and the father was so excited, he opened the box. It is empty. Now father was so offended and angry. "You don't know the silly girl. You had to put something to this box when you are giving a gift to somebody. Right? You didn't put anything. There's nothing in this box." Now this little girl again and crying and crying and crying told the father, "Daddy, last night, whole night, I didn't sleep. What I did, I blew so many kisses into this box." Father couldn't handle this pain. So then the story says, father left this box next to his bed until he died. So think about the life. Always if you see the happiness through all those, the material things, the things are impermanent, always our life is not joyful. I think we are failures. Don't look at people, don't look at your joy and happiness through the material things. Then people always find something to complain. Something to complain. Always if you see something is not enough, look at all the human qualities in people. It doesn't matter, your life, maybe living husband and wife, maybe children, is not joyful at all when you have those difficulties. So that's my message for this morning. Any questions? Any comments?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
It's totally different.
Mm-hmm.
But, I was thinking about prayer beads the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Can you maybe talk about that just a short time?
The prayer beads.
Yeah.
So my experience with the prayer beads, all the religion, it doesn't matter Buddhist or all the religious people, all the cultures, they are using the prayer beads, right? So the malas, we call the malas. So our countries, usually monks, they don't use the malas, right? All the lay people, they use the malas, and when they go to the temple, they wear them. Right? So they wear them, and also they are counting the beads as a the meditation object. So sometimes people finding very difficult to focus. So that's a simple technique. They're using the one word. The Buddhist people pick up the word Buddha or Buddho, right? Then the person who meditate always counting Buddho, Buddho, mantra, right? So that's the the meaning behind the prayers, the prayer beads.
But aren't they all different amounts of beads?
Yes, sometimes they have 7, sometimes they have 9, sometimes they have 108. 108. So 108 qualities of the Buddha, they are focusing on. So it's, the different religion, the different methods and techniques. 9 and 108.
108 is a sacred number in some ways. What is it?
So I don't know about other tradition, but the Buddhist tradition, we call the 108 qualities of the Buddha nature.
It's like in the yogic tradition, like on the solstice, you can do 108 sun salutations.
See?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So there's a, the long history behind that. It's not belong to anybody. All the cultures and the religious people using the beads. Any other question? What we talk?
Bhante, you talked about someone being thirsty and then they get like their favorite drink and they feel so good because they got it. I think our minds get trained that way with all things. So when you're talking about desiring more, how do you break that cycle in your mind? Because you know that if you get that drink, you'll feel better. So the mind thinks anything else you desire, if you get it, you'll feel better.
Right. That's why I think this mindfulness practice always helps to see what is going inside the mind. What are my desires? That's why when you practice the mindfulness, always you can say, this is enough. This is my limitations. So the mindfulness is everything. I just use that example to understand the people about the thirst, right? Using a drink, how you feel. So the word nibbana, the nirvana, or the noun is nibbutta, that means you are fully content. Fully content. That nirvana means fully content. That means there is no more desires to, make yourself, the happy. So that means you are fully content, joyful. So only a tool you have to bring it to your life, the more mindfulness practice every day to understanding your thoughts and feelings and sensations, to reactions to them. Any other comments?
In our center, I've heard this said before, is like there's a slogan called "less is more," but then there's also people who say that more is more.
Interesting.
They say more is better, yeah.
Yeah, he who dies with the most toys wins. Bumper
So
sticker.
when we
I've seen that for a while.
experience thirst, we're supposed to pay attention to also our motive or intention.
Yes, what is your intention? Yeah. So sometimes, of course, you need things, right? Then you have to ask, what is why I need this? It doesn't mean when we talk about this, leave everything behind and go and become a monk, or something like that. No. So you have to live with things and the people, and this is the world. We all are part of this world. So you have to learn how to deal with it. Right? It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how many things you have. If you know how to deal with it and share with the people, and not greed, right? Not greed. That's the thing.
So we need to know the intention.
Yeah, exactly. The intention is very important. Anything else?
I got something.
Okay.
I get a kick out of Son. He likes his car. But on his Facebook picture, he's posing in
I
front
think
of
he's
this
here.
Cadillac. He's been in America too long.
Right. We had to watch ourselves, right? We had to watch ourselves. So now they are keep telling you have to buy a new car, you have to get another one or something like that. I'm keep telling what there's no difference, for me.